Let's meet some of the other characters that will be in the story Al Capone Does My Shirts. Remember, the main characters are the Flanagan family. That includes Moose, Natalie, Cam, and Helen. Warden Williams is one of our other characters. He is in charge of the prison. Piper Williams is the warden's bossy daughter. Piper likes to make plans to make money that go against the rules. She is the same age as Moose. Teresa Madiman is a 7-year-old neighbor girl who shows Moose and Natalie around the island. She and Natalie become friends. Other minor characters. Minor means that they will be characters in our story, but we may not see them very often. First one is Jimmy Madiman, Teresa's brother. He doesn't play baseball. Mr. Purdy. He is the man in charge of the school that the Flanagans want Natalie to get into. Scout McEvie. He becomes Moose's school friend. He plays baseball and wants a ball used by the prisoners. Mrs. Carrie Kelly. She is the teacher on the island that helps Natalie. Bea Trixel. She lives in the Flanagans' apartment building and does women's hair. Mr. Trixel. He is a guard on the island. Mrs. Capone lives in the Flanagans' apartment building and answers the only phone in the building. Al Capone, a very famous prisoner who once was a mob boss in Chicago. Annie, another child on the island. Annie helps Piper with her schemes and is the best baseball player on the island. Rocky, that is Teresa and Jimmy's baby brother. Miss Bimp, she is one of Moose's teachers. Onion, also called prisoner number 105. Onion and Natalie become friends. Let's talk about some more background information about Al Capone Does My Shirts. Remember, we've talked about how background knowledge helps us understand what we're reading. So since we don't have a lot of background knowledge on Al Capone or Alcatraz or even this time period, this background information will help us understand the story better. The story's point of view is first person. That means Moose tells the story from his point of view. So we will see the thoughts of Moose. He will speak in uh, first person, which means he will say, I see, blah, 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 versus Moose sees. So first person means we are in Moose's shoes. The story setting. When is this happening? The year of 1935. 1935 was part of the Great Depression. During this time, millions of people didn't have food, money, or jobs. They had to wait in lines to get food and places to sleep. In 1935, some people lived in camps with lots of other people. It was a very difficult time for the United States. Story setting, place. The setting of the story is Alcatraz. Alcatraz is a prison on an island off the California coast. It was a prison for the very worst criminals. It has also been called the Rock and Devil's Island. It closed in 1963 because it was too expensive to run. Story setting, the place. We will watch the 5-minute video about Alcatraz as the landmark after these slides. Many prisoners tried to escape, but only 3 may have succeeded. They escaped in 1962, just 1 year before the prison closed. Whether they survived is still a great American mystery. This photo looks like it's showing us the city of San Francisco from standing on the island. So that is how far you would have to get across to escape Alcatraz. The Flanagans lived in an apartment building like this one. And since it was 1935, telephones were not very common. That's why the whole apartment building had one phone. This shows us the inside of an Alcatraz prison cell, or prison block, excuse me, today. So as you can see, there's one long hallway. It looks like maybe cells stacked on top of each other. And these pictures are taken from the museum or historical site that Alcatraz is now considered. This is the prison exercise yard. So where the prisoners could go outside and exercise. That was a privilege they could have, but didn't necessarily always get. Here is a look at the guards' watchtower. So there would be guards up at the top of this so they could see all around the island. Some background about Al Capone. Al Capone was a famous gangster. He was a mob boss in Chicago and was arrested for not paying his taxes. But Al Capone was actually responsible for many murders and other crimes. Through crime, he had a $100 million fortune, which is a lot, but if we compared it to what that would mean in today's dollars, it would be much more than that. Also, a gangster is someone who belongs to a group of dangerous, violent criminals. So even though Al Capone may have committed many crimes, a lot of times really good criminals don't get caught for the worst crimes they do. They get caught for other crimes and go to prison for those. I will post some of these videos so we can look at some other background information about Alcatraz Island and Al Capone.